What's up, everyone? Champed's back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for UFC 316, Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley 2, the rematch. Honestly, I'm not super excited for at least the headliner of this card, but the other fights in this card I'm pretty excited about, I will say. Although my take on the main event is very interesting because I'm outright gonna say it. I'm I don't know. I have a bet on it, but I'll explain it when we get to it. But man, I that fight conflicts me a lot, and I'll get into why it conflicts me a lot. But the rest of the card, especially the prelims, oh my god, we're gonna have some fun fights. I'm so here for it. But of course, as always, we go over what happened last week, and so let's pull that right up. Not a good week, sadly. Although it feels like it could have, and it went almost as bad as it possibly could have, except for Jacoby. If Jacoby lost, that would have been pretty bad. But beside the point, not a good week for me. Then I had a bet on Macy Barber as well. Probably a good thing she didn't fight. If she actually had a seizure or whatever happened to her, hope the best for her. That stuff's nothing to joke about. So yeah, but going through these fights, the first fight I had a bet on was it was Dusko Todorovic over Zachary Reese. I didn't think this was a bad bet at all. I think if he hit this, I think we would have been in the positive, but it's whatever. It was a close fight. I think it was arguable Dusko, but I ended up scoring it for Zach Reese. Zach Reese just did the better damage throughout the fight, I felt like, and I mean Dusko had great success early, and I was very proud. I was like, yes, my boy Dusko, get it done. But it's it wasn't able to get the takedowns enough, and it just damage-based scoring didn't do enough damage. So yeah, Zach Reese wins. He didn't justify the price tag he was at all. I do not think this is a bad bet by any means. I'll get him next time. I don't know. The next fight I had a bet on was Macy Chasson to beat Ketlen Vieira. This is basically my night. The outcome of this fight would have decided my night for the most part. It hurt me so much, Chasson. I had so much belief in her. I still think she's good, but and I will say this. I'm gonna say this for Ketlen Vieira in the future. Chasson dropped rounds 1 and 2, and but round 1 maybe if she does better and doesn't get as much, and she wins round 1, keep in mind that if she did do that, in round 3 she would have stole the fight. The 2 judges gave Macy Chasson round 3. I'm just saying, Ketlen Vieira just almost let that fight just go out of her hand. Of course, she won rounds 1 and 2, so obviously that wasn't the case. But that one sequence at the end for Macy Chasson almost won her the fight. Ketlen Vieira is just asking for trouble with how she fights. She is, and I don't think anyone really likes how she fights either. She's boring. That's just the truth. She had to do what she had to do to win, but yeah. But anyways, on the feet, more clean striker was definitely Ketlen Vieira. It hurts my soul that the fact that I was able to pull up the stat was for the significant strikes before this fight. Ketlen Vieira was not able to out significant strike anyone since Ashley Evans Smith. That's changed now. She's able to out significant strike Macy Chasson, and that hurts my soul because I had a good amount of money on that, and that really hurt. But I'm not able to track that on the ML tips, but that was a sucky one to lose on. Yeah, it was Macy was getting outpointed on the feet round 1. Then round 2 tries to go for a takedown right away, but gets reversed as a result. And it's oh no, Macy, no. And on her back the whole round. She does a good job doing some damage at the end of the round, but it's not enough. That does the same thing in round 3, but not able to. It gets reversed again. Does find a way to get back up, and it's I'm not sure. Maybe she would have been able to do that earlier. I don't know. I do think that Ketlen's being over the weight limit, well, she wasn't over the weight limit, but she brought the fight up to 145. Probably did play a factor, to be honest with you. Even if she did go to the hospital, Yeah. I mean, I was still willing to go with the bet because I had a lot of belief in Chasson, but I do think that probably played a factor. Like, let's be real. If Ketlin Vieira actually did cut down to 135, or ended up missing weight, or it was a catch weight of not 145, it was something closer to 135, Miami would have had a better chance, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Who knows? Chasson didn't look good, but I still think she's pretty all right, and she's still getting better. But not a good look from her. She's got to get better from that performance. And the next bet I had was Dustin Jacoby. I had Jacoby in a parlay. I forgot who was in the parlay off the top of my head. It was some other fight. No, it was Obon Elliott. It was like I'm not worried. Obon Elliott's got that, but no, fight fell off against Brahimaj. Although maybe he would not have got it, to be honest. How good Brahimaj looked, but we'll talk about that in a second. But I had Jacoby minus 3.5. Jacoby, like, I was very confident Jacoby. I thought he would go to a decision, to be honest, like just outstrike Bruno Lopez, who might be like tough, but Bruno Lopez's striking defense is god awful, and he got murked. It was pretty easy. I should have done what I should have bet what I had on Macy on Jacoby, but it is what it is. I'm not overall. I'm not that mad. It's like it happens. You're not gonna win every week, so it is what it is. Macy Chasson didn't come through. But otherwise, let's go through the rest of that card. If I can pull up my page real quick on Tapology. Sorry about that. Should have had that open. Present screens. Bam. Blanchard's Barber didn't necessarily do the best. In terms of picks, Dos Santos over Ardeline. I feel proud of myself that I said that I was like, okay, I made my money fading Alice. This isn't the spot to do so. Very happy to say that. I didn't bet on Dos Santos. Yeah, Alice looked pretty good, to be honest, in terms on the feet. And I mean, I say she looked pretty good, but like at the same time, like against Dos Santos, not the most impressive, but like she looked good in the win and got scrappy, went to war. Yeah, Dos Santos was just bad. I mean, I don't know what to say about like Dos Santos. Like, I mean, she's probably done in the UFC now. Now we get maybe another chance to fade Alice again. I'm in. I'm very happy about that. Very hittable Alice still, but so is Dos Santos. I think just the difference is Dos Santos is like a lot smaller of a fighter, and so maybe her shots don't get as through the Alice as someone bigger than her would. But Alice is like more physical as a result, and yeah, I was hoping that Dos Santos would like maybe even pull guard at one point, like in round 3, because like you need to finish. I did end up betting Dos Santos submission only. I did end up betting that, but like that obviously, since Alice Ardeline didn't get a sub, and Dos Santos didn't get a sub, it voided. Got my money back. Thought that was free money. It was like, it's free money or I get my money back. Got the money back. Yeah, Dos Santos looked terrible, I thought. Maybe not terrible. They went to war. This was a great fight. This is actually like a really good fight. So shout out to them. But yeah. Oki beat Michael Aswell. Yeah, I think the short notice played a big a factor, as well as like the weight class. I thought Aswell looked pretty good, and it's like I think I'm have like belief in him in the future to do some nice things in the UFC. I think Aswell's pretty good. It's going to go back down to your natural weight class, do well. I thought Oki looked pretty good for the most part, although I did think like Aswell had like some arguments for rounds, but more so like round 1 than anything else. But yeah, it was a good fight. Jordan Levitt, Kurt Hollabaugh. I was shocked he subbed Hollabaugh as quick as he did, because Hollabaugh's a pretty good on the ground. To do that to Kurt Hollabaugh, that says a lot. That says a lot. I thought that was super impressive by Jordan Levitt. I mean, I wasn't willing to pay the price tag, but man, he more than covered it by just submitting Kurt Hollabaugh like that. So quick. Impressive as hell. Great win by Jordan Levitt. I've always liked Jordan Levin. I mean, he looked great. Alan Nascimento beats Jeff El Fijo. I thought Nascimento would do better, but maybe it's like the layoff was not the best for him. But also, I mean, I think maybe I need to change my opinion on Fijo a little bit, because to do what he did in round 1 against Nascimento was impressive. It very much wasn't. Even round 2, like towards the beginning, but he got reversed. And his gas tank gave out, which is why Nascimento pretty much ultimately won. Did what he needed to do to win. I mean, Nascimento, I think, just had the better gas tank and ultimately kind of won off that, and found the better position. So, I mean, shout out Nascimento, did good. Talked about that one. Brahimaj Goff. I went with Goff. I was shocked he went and initiated grappling a second time after Brahimaj did. That was very interesting. Move by Billy Ray Goff. Man, nasty sub by Brahimaj. He's proving me wrong over and over at this point. I mean, I thought Billy Goff would be able to really volume him and like break him late, like round 2 or 3, but that didn't really even happen. Like, and again, I think I'm trying to initiate the grappling. I know I mentioned like Goff's grappling is like itself is pretty good, which does make it more impressive. Brahimaj did that what he did, but I mean, damn, that was super impressive. I will say that. So good win for Brahimaj as a big underdog. And Gamrot to beat Klein. I went with Gamrot. I think most of what I said was true. I wish I ended up playing Gamrot, but at the same time, I do think Klein's pretty alright. And I'm like, I thought that was super impressive by Gamrot to do what he did to Klein, getting takedowns, because he does have good takedown defense and working off that. So props to Gamrot. Give my man a title eliminator. He deserves it. He's always ready. Come on. I love me some Mateus Gamrot. Yeah, go win by Gamrot, in my opinion. So now let's get on to UFC 316 after that quick recap. Not much talk there. Markel Medeiros versus Mark Troinski. I'm not super impressed by Troinski, if I'm being honest. I mean, not like Medeiros has been like the most impressive thing ever in the UFC either, but I think he'll win this one. He'll win this one. I have a bet on this fight. I have a bet on Medeiros, specifically finish only, because I think he's the only one really much finishing equity. I don't think Troinski's gonna be able to get a sub on Medeiros. I think that's probably his only way to get Medeiros, unless he just randomly catches him. I think Medeiros is good, but I trust Medeiros' ability to defend submissions if we even get to that point. I hope it doesn't even get to that point. But on the feet, I think it's kind of levels, honestly. I think it's levels, and I think Markel Medeiros is just better there. It's a much easier matchup than Oki, and I think, and I think just because Hubbard had success in the wrestling last time doesn't necessarily mean Troinski will, especially on short notice, as much short notice as he has, because he doesn't have much time to prepare for the matchup. Like, I think Hubbard's kind of underrated in the wrestling. Not that he's good necessarily, but he's like, he all right, you know. And I think I don't think Markel Medeiros has to worry too much here about that much of a threat. And then the Troinski will stand. He will stand with you. So I think he might be a little too willing and maybe get caught. I think that's very possible, which is why I played the finish only. I'm not really interested in maybe the money line. It could be a little worrisome, but I do think Markel Medeiros should be fine. So yeah, give me Markel Medeiros to win. Killian Salkeld versus Yanel Ashmouz. Give me Salkeld. I'm gonna go sub round 2. Salkeld's got it all. He's really good. I know I picked Jubilee to beat him last time, but that's not necessarily like me saying like Salkeld's bad. No, not necessarily. I was like, I think Jubilee's kind of underrated to go win this one, but no, he just got murked randomly. I mean, although bad stoppage, but besides the point. Salkeld's good. Ashmouz I don't think is like that great, but he all right. He does have nice power in his hands. He can land a big shot. And Salkeld is hittable. I will say that. So like that's worrisome. I will say that. But I will say something else. What was it? His money line's minus 480. I'm looking at this now. Salkild's significant strikes is minus 400. Why play his money line? We can just play his significant strikes. Yanel Ashmuz is so low volume. It's just not gonna happen. It's just like, I don't get why you would even play his money line when his significant strikes are just that much better. Just play significant strikes. Like I'm looking at Bovada right now, and significant strikes is minus 400 versus Salkild's minus 480 to win. I mean, I think he's gonna completely outvolume Yanal on the feet. Besides the point, I do think he has grappling edge. Salkild. I think on the feet, I think he has him covered, to be honest with you. And I think he's just such a big guy. It's not big to the point where his chin is not so good, like Sam Patterson. I don't think it's to that point, but yeah, I think Salkild should work Ashmuz, and I think the submission's very live. And that submission prop is, it's all right. It probably does go the distance. I will say that. I wouldn't be shocked because Yanel's pretty tough, but I think his submission's live. What is Salkild's submission decision, out of curiosity? I'm curious. Minus 275. Okay, they know. Never mind. Jusong Yu versus Jekka Sauragi. Give me Jusong Yu. I'm gonna go with submission round 1. There's just I think he's just completely better than Jekka everywhere. Especially on the ground. On the ground, Jekka's nothing unless he's in his time off. He's now all of a sudden really good there, but probably not. Jusong Yu, I think she'll make easy work on the ground. Even on the feet, I think he's better. I think he lands good shots. Jekka, he's live the bonk early, but if he doesn't, it's probably GG's. I think I saw like under 2 rounds, not 2.5, but 2 rounds is like minus 135. That's probably safe. Even under 1.5, which is like minus 110, I don't hate that at all. I think that's probably fine. Like I don't think Jekka is going to be staying alive for a very long time. So yeah, give me Jusong Yu easy. I think you should make this look easy. Ariane Lipski da Silva versus Kong Wang. I'm gonna go Kong Wang. I'm gonna go decision. Loki, I will say this. I low-key think sub is kind of possible. Elephant in the room. Lipski list weight by 6 pounds. Pretty bad. That's not good. But honestly, I think Kong Wang should be able to be fine here and not have many problems. I will say this, like Gabriela Fernandez, Ariane da Silva, or Lipski, whatever you want to call her, she does have pop in her shots. She could hurt Kong Wang. It's very possible. Like, don't be shocked if that does happen. It's very possible. I'm very scared of it. But I think Kong Wang's pretty damn good. I think she's gonna mind her P's and Q's, not do stupid stuff like she did in the Gabriela Fernandez fight, which led her to getting caught. But it's probably gonna be like a masterclass on the feet with Kong Wang and just doing well. I don't think Lipski's gonna be able to get takedowns. I don't think that's gonna be happening. What is Kong Wang round 3 decision? Out of curiosity, I want to look at that number. Minus 140. I'm not crazy about that. And Kong Wang sub, I want to look at plus 500. Oh, because I don't think that's out of the question. Maybe Kong Wang sub 2-3 plus 1200. Now we're talking. That's an interesting look. Because the reason why I'm thinking sub is possible is because I think maybe like Lipski like quits late. I don't think that's unreal, impossible for that to happen. It is possible it could be TKO. But maybe Kong Wang is going to be sneaky with it. I don't know. 2-3, I don't hate on Kong Wang though. I will say that 2-3 KO plus 425. That's okay. But it's either a late finish or Kong Wang decision, I think. I don't think he's going to get her out if they're round one. I think the Silva's a little too tough for that, but not good about the situation. I forgot what it was. I want to say tumor, but it's not a tumor. Ariane Lipsky. If I just look this up, I'll get it. What is this? Yeah, something. Because I saw her coach said something about it. Where was it? Here we go. Just reading through this real quick. Benign pituitary. I can't speak. Pituitary tumor. It's not a tumor. Pituitary tumor. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but yeah, it's not a good situation for Lipsky. Yeah, I think Wang should make it look easy. I'm kind of blabbing on with this one. Kang should probably look this. What am I? I'm not even pronouncing her name right. Wong Tong. Wong Tong. That's how her name is. I think she should win easily. Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. Give me Chaos Williams. I think he's gonna knock Gustafsson out in round one pretty easily. Gustafsson's super hittable. With a guy with Chaos Williams' power, he's gonna hit you. I think he's gonna knock him out. I know Gustafsson's tough, but coming off of 2 weight cuts, I don't like it for him at all. If I'm being honest, I don't like it at all. I think he's gonna knock out Gus pretty bad, and yeah, I like him a lot there to do that thing. It will be worrisome if it goes to decision. Doesn't mean Chaos can't win a decision, but it will be worrisome. I will say that. But I think, I mean, also on Bovada they have, I think, Chaos Williams by TKO or Andreas Gustafsson by points. That's not too bad, actually. I don't actually hate that at all. But again, I won't lie. Chaos Williams is definitely live to get to win a decision, I should say. So wouldn't be a shocker. But Gustafsson's so hittable, and the 2 weight cut thing. Yeah, give me Chaos Williams. I think he really should work. He should work here. Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. My hate for Waldo is undying. I really do think Spivak wins. I'm gonna go submission round 1. As just levels, he took down Jailton Almeida pretty easily. Waldo Cortez Acosta doesn't really have finishing ability for the most part. He KO'd Lukas Bresky. Whoop-de-doo. Wonderful. Besides that, he's taking a bunch of dudes to decision. He leaves dudes at the door to decisions. I think Spivak wins this. I think because Waldo doesn't really have much firepower, yeah, he's going to do good on the judges' scorecards, sure. Waldo decision is pretty insane at the price, though. I will say that his decision makes 0 sense. I don't know why it's plus 650. But besides that, Spivak is just complete levels. It's complete levels. I think he's just gonna take down Waldo and just do what he wants with him there. Like, it won't be any problems at all. And on the ground, I don't see where Waldo's gonna be able to do much. Like, again, it's levels, and I don't think he's gonna be able to really have defenses for Spivak's like judo game and clinch game, which is how he gets takedowns. Like, the problem with Spivak is when he's not able to get takedowns, but when he's not able to get takedowns is more so because he can't get to you. Like, for example, the Cyril Gane fight, Cyril Gane, Gane just wouldn't be anywhere near Spivak. He'd just be too far away. Spivak wasn't able to close the distance. Against Waldo Cortez Acosta, what's he going to be worried about? He's going to get jabbed a bit. It's going to happen. But the power is not there for him to keep him away. So I just think Spivak's going to be able to come in, get the grappling going, and submit Waldo Cortez Acosta. So yeah, I like that. Am I going to bet it? I'm not sure. I'm tempted to, just because I want to fade Waldo till I die, but like, it is worrisome. I won't lie, it is worrisome. But I definitely going Spivak to win. Azamat Murzakanov, Brunson Ibero. What are we doing here? Azamat round 1 KO. Brunson Ibero's chin is glass. It's if he gets hit by Mirzakhanov any sort of good, which Mirzakhanov is a really good striker, he's going out. I don't really need to talk any much more about this. Brent Barrow is all right. Although, let's not lie. What are his wins? DR, who I said outright, is not good. He is not good. Kyle Machado, which was a split, arguably didn't win that fight. Both looked awful in that fight. Magomed Sulov, that looks awful after the Bruno Lopez fight with Sulov. Ming Zhang, no problem with that. And Bruno Lopez, whatever. I don't rate Brenton Hebero at all. I think Azamat should put this dude out cold pretty quickly, convincingly, no problem. So yeah, Azamat, yeah, all day. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. People are gonna call me crazy. Give me Bruno Silva. I'm gonna go round 1 KO. I mean, the round 1 KO part is probably crazy, but I don't hate necessarily decision, but I know I understand it's crazy because Van can crack. And not crack, but not crack. That's not what I mean. He can put up volume. And that's why it's crazy to say decision. But I think maybe Bruno Silva can drop Van a few times and that wins him rounds. But I don't think this KO thing is that crazy, to be honest with you. I think he can absolutely work Josh Van. Josh Van has slow starts. Like, if you look at a plus 3.5, I like that a lot. Yeah, slow starts. Bruno Silva has crazy power, probably more power than a bunch of the guys he's fought, and he's been cracked by a bunch of the guys he's fought against. What's his name? Not Bunez. I'm thinking Ochoa. I think no, it might have been Bunez, but I'm mixing them up. Like, he got cracked in that fight. Took it well, but cracked. Charles Johnson got put out cold. Nah, it was out cold, but he got put out. Edgar Chires hurt. He gets hurt. And these two fights, these fighting guys who not really bringing like a striking threat as much in comparison to Van. Look, I know Durden was doing really good work on Bruno Silva. I get it. That's probably what's influencing the line so much. And I know the Cap fight was not necessarily the best look. I will say this: that stoppage was terrible. Cap was clearly winning the fight. He was having a career performance of but he finished him with a nut shot. Like, that's just the truth. Bruno Silva would have stayed there, would have been there for the end, no problem. I don't think Josh Van's gonna be finishing him. So, actually, what is Silva inside distance only? Plus 350. I don't hate that either. So I'm probably gonna have to play Bruno Silva. I'm not gonna play it necessarily like too big, but I'm gonna have money on Bruno Silva, just a money line, small. Bruno Silva, TKO, or maybe not TKO, ITD. I'm not going to get fancy with it. ITD. I'm going to have some money on that, and I'm probably going to have some money on Bruno Silva inside distance only, and maybe like the spread. Like, I'm deciding between all those, but I think all those are really good looks. I think Bruno Silva's live to hurt Josh Van multiple times. Even if he's like, I like that Josh Van throws a lot of combinations and he's willing to take one to throw one back. Thing is, against a guy like Bruno Silva, he can make you pay. He can make you pay with that. And I think Bruno Silva is absolutely live to win. He's gonna get a fight he wants. It's not like with Durden he's gonna be trying to wrestle him. It's not gonna be like that. He's going to get a stand-up fight. Maybe he wrestles a little bit. I don't think he's going to be able to wrestle Van, but if he does, great. Again, Van starts slow rounds 1. I think Bruno Silva's super live to win this fight. Give me Bruno Silva to win this fight. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. I'm going Kevin Holland. It hurts my soul. I'll go decision. I mean, KO I think is very live too, but I'll go decision. I'll give Luque some credit. Maybe he'll be tough. It worries me though because Kevin Holland hits like a truck. No, I'm gonna go KO. Man, I'm gonna go KO. I'll go round 2. Man, I don't trust Luque's chin still. I hope I'm wrong. I want Luque to win. I'm not betting Kevin Holland here. I don't think the bet on Holland TKO is too bad. or decision. I think either or works. Maybe even submission, because even then, like, I mean, I'm just making a case for the money line. Or maybe even decision. You can win all the ways. But I think it's just gonna be Kevin Holland landing a big shot, and then Luke goes down. Maybe he shows up again. I hope not. The Buckley fights was such a terrible look. Even though Buckley's pretty good, but nah, I just think Kevin Holland is going to be able to find a shot on Luke and get him out of there. I hate to say it. I don't want that to happen. I want Luke to win, but yeah, I think Kevin Holland wins this fight. I think he's just too long and lengthy on the feet. Luke just doesn't take damage as well anymore, it feels like. And Kevin Holland at 170 is just such a... He's a different beast, I think. Gunnar Nelson fight looked really good, I thought. Yeah, I mean, I know it's Gunnar Nelson, so I think the price tag on Holland is crazy. I'm not looking to really bet that, but yeah, I do think he wins. Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix. This is my favorite fight of the card. This is the best fight on the entire card. This is such a banger. I'll tell you what, I like me some Mario Batista here, and I like him a lot. Let me tell you why I like Mario Batista a lot here. I haven't bet. I like him a lot here. What does Patchy Mix have? Great jiu-jitsu. His submissions are fantastico. They're so good. His wrestling, it's all right. It's not so great. His striking, it's gotten better. I don't think it's very good. I think Mario Batista's striking is levels above Patchy Mix. I think the wrestling, Mario Batista is better than Patchy Mix. Not that he's going to go to his wrestling. It's more so going to be the takedown defense from we saw from the Ricky Simone fight. I don't think he's going to be trying to wrestle Patchy Mix. I think it'd be kind of dumb to do, to be honest with you. Yeah, it would be pretty dumb. Approach it like the Ricky Simone fight. And that's so interesting to me that like people just completely forgot that fight was a banger. But they only remember like the Jose Aldo fight where Mario Batista followed the blueprint set by a Volkanovski Merab. He just did what they did, and he's getting all this hate. And you know, if Patchy Mix fought Jose Aldo, he literally would have done the exact same thing, if not even more so than what Mario did. Like I don't understand the hatred on Mario Batista. It makes zero sense to me. I like me some Mario in general. His takedown defense, like I said, is great. Patchy Mix slows down in fights. His cardio isn't not so great. Round 3, Mario Batista's going to be there. He's going to be pushing a pace. That's what you can trust with Mario Batista. It's not an elevation, because I think elevation it slowed him down a little bit last time against Aldo. Here, I don't think you got to worry about that. Mario Batista's going to keep coming forward. I think Patchy Mix is looking past him. I don't think that's a good idea. Mario Batista is really good. I think people need to give this guy some flowers. People are not going to be happy with this result. But damn it, this guy's good, and he's a really good mixed martial artist. Honestly, his style presents a lot of problems for a guy like Merab. I'm just saying, he presents a lot of style problems for Merab. Good cardio, great takedown defense. He can outstrike dudes on the feet. It's pretty big for the weight class. That's another thing. This 5'9", 5'11" thing, they're like the same size. I think to me, Mario's probably like a little thicker. Maybe Patchy's like a little bit taller, but they look about the same to me. What else? But the sizes. Patchy Mix in Bellator or PFL, I guess now. The guys he was fighting are a lot smaller. I'm pretty sure Mario Batista is actually the biggest guy he's ever fought. I think that matters. I think that absolutely matters. I think Bautista's gonna be too much for him, man. I really like him in this spot. Give me Mario Batista the win. Out of curiosity, let me look at the odds. Some other odds on that fight. Out of curiosity, the +3.5, -155 makes a lot of sense because I do think Mario will get around. When is Mario round 2 to start? +180? That's not bad. But Mario Batista, more significant strikes. I think that's pretty much free. That's pretty free, to be honest with you. Unless, like, Patchy gets the back, which is possible. His back takes are incredible. and like does like damage like this like heavily, but I'm not even sure. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Mario Batista knows the assignment. I like hearing from Mario Batista. He's training with Ezra Elliott, who's got a similar build to Patchy Mix, very good jiu-jitsu like Patchy Mix. I think that's a great sign for Mario Batista. Yeah, I like him a lot here. Give me Mario Batista the win. Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Be Joe Pyfer. I don't like any of these Philly guys. I'm not necessarily because I don't like them in terms of like who they are. They're good fighters though. Like I like them as fighters, but yeah, I think Piper's gonna win this fight pretty easy. I'm going decision, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's KO. Wouldn't be shocked if it's submission. I'm just saying, but I'm gonna go decision. I think Kelvin's tough, but I think this fight's one-sided. I was like so like, oh, this fight is pass when it was in Mexico City, because Joe Pyfer elevation, that guy can pull a stunt. Now that we're not in Mexico City and we're in New Jersey, I seriously don't see how Joe Pyfer loses this. Like, yeah, he'd have to pull a stunt, and it'd have to be like a crazy stunt for him to lose this fight. I think he's better than Kelvin everywhere, probably. I don't really know where Kelvin can provide any real problems for him. I think Joe Pyfer has a big advantage in the wrestling. I think in the striking, he can absolutely outstrike Gastelum at this point, because Gastelum, I just don't think is the same guy anymore. I just don't think so. He looked terrible against D-Rod, in my opinion. I thought he looked terrible. Like, yeah, he won. I didn't think he looked great when winning. Thought those were competitive rounds. I think in the 3-rounder, I'm not worried about Joe Pyfer's gas tank. I think he's probably going to follow maybe a similar game plan that Sean Brady did. Just absolutely mauling Kelvin Gastelum. I think Joe Pyfer hits pretty damn hard for 185 too. I just don't see this going well for Kelvin Gastelum. I have Joe Pyfer, but I like him a lot here. I think he's going to mop the floor with Kelvin Gastelum. It hurts my soul to say it because I love Kelvin, but that's what I honestly think. Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. The more and more this week has gone on, the more I've been liking Kayla Harrison. Come on, computer. Kayla Harrison by submission early. I think rounds 1, 2, 3, Kayla Harrison submission. I think that's super live, especially because Juliana Pena is not going to be like sweating and stuff like that as much. So they're going to be more dry, and as a result, easier to latch on submissions. But man, just Pena is just. Watching back the GDR fight, she's very stoppable. I think Kayla Harrison has a big advantage in that department. I think she can absolutely sub her. I lean sub because I think TKO is just going to be tough on Pena. She's always going to be keep moving. I think Kayla Harrison's gonna get to her early and get her out of there. So yeah, give me Kayla early. I think the submission game's too much. I think she probably has upside to win a decision too if she just gets Pena down, no problem. It is a worry about the weight cut, but I thought she looked all right on the scales, as good as she could, is what I mean. Not that she looks good on the weight can't speak on the scales, of course, but. Yeah, I'm going Kayla. I think she's going to bop the floor with Pena, who shouldn't even be the champion. It should be Raquel Pennington, but whatever. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Picking this fight. I want to go O'Malley so bad. And you know what? I'm probably going to go O'Malley. I'll go by TKO. But I got to say this, man. Seeing him in crutches sometime during camp, I have so little confidence, and I just can't. I keep playing this scenario out of my brain where O'Malley like throws a leg kick, and then something like the Anderson Silva, like Chris Weidman thing happens, where it's like the leg just shatters. That's rent free in my mind. I'm very, very scared of that, and I say that because I have a bet on O'Malley, but the bet is on O'Malley finish only. If it goes to decision, no bet. Doesn't mean O'Malley can't win a decision. He absolutely can win a decision. But yeah, there's that. I like that in my mind is like the main way that like Merab would win if there is a finish, like, and that'd be like Sean just breaking his own leg. Merab can't finish anyone. So that's why I'm like At the number, I'm willing to take the bet. It is what it is. I'll live if it loses. O'Malley did pretty all right the first time. I thought it was 2-3, like 3-2 Merab. I thought O'Malley was arguable to like win a couple of those rounds. Merab's really good though, and I've liked what I've heard from Merab, to be honest with you. This coming in is like he knows it's gonna be a tougher fight. Like that's a good sign. I have zero confidence in this. Like I don't be shocked that Merab wins by any means. I'm just playing that prop on O'Malley, but like besides that, I'm like I don't know. It's tough because I don't be shocked that Merab wins. It could be a night where people are just mad and like don't like the results. With like Merab winning, Caleb's gonna win. I'm not worried about that. Pfeiffer winning, Mario Batista winning, Kevin Holland over Luke, because Luke's loved. He's a New Jersey guy too. Yeah, I just think that's super possible. But O'Malley does have like the death touch. He does have the death touch. I do believe in what I've seen him do in the passing. Maybe the injury played a factor. But, like I'm not even like considering that too much. I just assume he's coming in injured too. So is Merab with his foot or his toe, excuse me. I've seen O'Malley do things in the scrambles that he didn't do in the Merab fight, which like I think he's gonna make adjustments for, and I think slight adjustments can get him a win. It was razor thin. Like Merab fights in slim margins usually. I mean, I will say this: it's dog or pass, 100% dog or pass. It's not like if you want to bet Merab, I think probably live and hope O'Malley does well early, and then the Merab train. I think O'Malley's live to win this fight. I don't feel confident at all. But I'm on O'Malley. I'm betting him, so I'll go with him. So yeah, let's go over the picks real quick. Just a recap, but also looking at the significant strikes and more takedowns. Medeiros, Troinski, some more significant strikes. Medeiros, I think it's pretty easy. I think it's just levels on the feet. More takedowns. Troinski, I think he's the only one really going for any takedowns. Sal killed Yanel Ashmouz. Significant strikes. Sal killed all day. Easy. He's gonna put way more volume than Yanel. And then more takedowns. Sal killed. I think he's the only one really going for any takedowns here. Jusong Yu, Jakasargi. I think Jusong Yu, more significant strikes, more takedowns. He's gonna be the only one doing the takedowns, I think, and more significant strikes. I think Jusong Yu is just a lot cleaner of a striker. Doesn't wing as much as Jekka does. I think he's just gonna out significant strike him as long as the fight goes. And I've heard them mention this. Oh no, I did mention that actually. No, I'm forgetting that I forgot to mention that. No, the under 2 rounds, under 1.5. I think those are good bets for this fight. And maybe like Jusong Yu, like round 1-2, something like that. It's probably all right as well. Lipsky Kong Wang, more significant strikes, more takedowns. I'd probably go Kong Wang as well. Although the weight miss gets me worried about that, so not as confident in that. But more significant strikes, you can trust your girl Kong Wang or Wong Tong, excuse me, to be able to do that. And minus 310, that's better than money line. I think that's probably pretty safe. Chaos Williams, Andreas Gustafsson. This is interesting. I'll go more significant strikes, Chaos, because I do think it ends early. But more takedowns, I guess Gustafsson, but I don't even think he's really going to be hitting takedowns. He's going to be going on the fence with Chaos. But I guess I'll go Gustafsson, but I'm not confident at all in that. More significant strikes, probably Waldo. He's just going to be able to throw the jab out. But Spivak, more takedowns, for sure. He's going to be the only one going for any takedowns. Asman Murzakanov, Brenton Ibero. I guess more takedowns, Ibero. I guess so. Asman, more significant strikes, pretty easy. Bruno Silva, Joshua Van. If you think he gets a KO real quick, Bruno Silva 6 strikes probably, but otherwise it's going to be Van 6 strikes all day. It's going to be landing a bunch. And who else? More takedowns, probably Bruno Silva, but I don't think either's really going to be going for takedowns. So, yeah, I don't think it'd be a good idea for either. Luke Holland more significant strikes, probably Luke more takedowns. I don't think Holland's gonna be going for no takedowns. So, yeah. Mario Batista, Patchy Mix, More significant strikes, Mario Batista all day. Actually curious about those odds. Mario Batista, more significant strikes, minus 185. Yeah, they're onto it. But I think that should hit. And more takedowns, Patchy probably. I think he's going to be the only one really going for any takedowns. So, yeah. Piper, Gaslam. Piper for more significant strikes. Piper for more takedowns. Most confident pick of the card. Most confident bet on the card. I think Piper's going to run through Kelvin, no problem. He's going to have no problems at all. Pena, Kayla Harrison. Probably more significant strikes, Kayla. More not subs. More takedowns, Kayla. Kayla's going to get a judo throw off and probably land some nice shots on the ground and be able to win with the 6-strike battle on that. And Merab, Sean O'Malley. Let me pull up UFC stats real quick. If you think the fight ends early, probably O'Malley pretty easily. But if you think it goes long, probably Merab. Kind of have to say Merab with that. Let me pull this up. How did he do in their last fight? O'Malley. Yeah, Merab outstruck him a bunch. Probably Merab, honestly. And more takedowns, Merab, easily. But yeah, O'Malley needs one shot. I'm going bank on the one shot. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this video for me. Champ Bets. You can check me out at BetMe.Tips, Champ Bets, and my YouTube channel as well. Like and subscribe by all means. Thank you so much for watching, and have fun with the fights. Let's go. Have a great one.